president and artist of a hip-hop label. That started by a trip at Lipscomb through the missions department to Uganda, Africa.
On the first day, I always talk to them and give them something called the story of me. And they tell me their story about their past, where they've come from, some of the things that have made them who they are as they kind of come into the class. As I was reading through them, I got to Corey's and I was like, wow. Because it was a story about a young man who had grown up in Dixon, just down the road, but he had a life that had involved drugs and alcohol and really vile rap music. And he had become somebody who listened to it, that he began to perform it and produce it. And he talked about returning to the Lord and walking away from all of that and now trying to figure out how he could help get some of his friends and family members out of that as well.
Just had this moment to where I was like, you know, I'm going to use rap and use my way of expressing myself through music to express my change, because, you know, I'm immediately thinking in my head, I want to stop people from making the mistakes that I did, just naturally, especially in my hometown, because I see so many people in distress and trapped in the same situations. I prayed to God one night. I was like, if you want me to use rap or hip-hop for you, then show me how to do that.
I really love to see people use creative arts and blend that with the work of the kingdom, whether that's sharing the gospel or you know, enforcing really positive messages. It's one of the reasons that I got involved with Heal Ministries, because we had a great opportunity there to send a group of Lipscomb artists to go over and be involved in blending the gospel using their creative arts talents.
As the semester went on, Corey and I became good friends and we talked a lot, and he joined what I had as a men's chapel on campus. And there was about 100 guys, and we gathered every Thursday for men's chapel, and I'd bring in different speakers. And
one day I'm in this chapel and I'm just speaking to, I think it's a men's chapel, and I'm speaking to a group of people about how they can get involved. And Scott Sager was directing the chapel and came up to me and said, hey, there's this guy you need to meet. He said, this guy's named Corey, he's a rapper.
And I listened to it, but like I said, I never really thought of myself as going on a mission trip. And he come up to me after the meeting and just singled me out and said, you know, I want you to go to Uganda with me as a Christian rapper this summer.
Never forget, I just never forget the look on Corey's face when I asked him that question.
I had no idea how he even knew I was aspiring to be a Christian rapper. I wasn't really a Christian rapper yet. I didn't know much about music. I thought there's no way I could tell this story and then not go to Africa. So I signed up and started raising money. To be able to sit down with those kids and know that they share the same struggles as I did and still do, and tell them my story and why I'm even there was really awesome. Showing them how I used rap for God was also interesting, because at that point I was still very new to using rap for God, but it all turned out great and I had a great time with the kids there. The most surprising thing about rapping with street kids in Uganda was their willingness to participate, and they were very open to it, which was awesome. The raw talent I saw really hinged on the truth coming from their freestyles, because freestyling is a whole new game. You know, it has nothing to do with writing. It's just kind of off your brain, and it's got to be really raw emotion. And you could tell the ones that just kind of said what was on their mind, and you know, they were messing around and playing. And then there was some that just really dug in and told their story just openly, and that's what hip-hop's all about. I mean, it was real, it was raw, it was genuine, and you know, if I can do that with my songs, then I've mission accomplished. So that was cool.
He had a really sharp, distinct vision for how he wanted to use his skills. Again and again, I've seen things happen in Corey's life and in his budding career that tell me, wow, God continues to bless this guy for saying, hey, I want to give this thing over in my life. I want to give it over to you. And these talents I have, I want to give it to you, God. And I see awesome things coming out of that.
Corey is committed. He's passionate. He is grace-oriented. He is he's somebody that's discovered that there's value in every person, and he wants to speak life. He's an evangelist in his own special way. Corey is all about sharing the message of Christ, using his gift to speak to people I couldn't reach, but he certainly can. And it's just, he's an inspiring story to see somebody who, that's who he was and this is who he's become, and you know, God gets all the glory for for who He is today.
It says that we don't boast upon ourselves, but we boast in our weakness and God's glory, and that's all I have the power, that's all I can do.
My music never was meant to please, but change never did come with these. My job is done when you drop into your knees, forked by a forked tongue, hidden in the weeds. We all got a story, but some afraid to tell. Speak now or forever hold your pain. Everything lost means everything to